Hello, everybody, and welcome to The Power Within. Change Your Habits, Change Your Life, Class 1, which is free and available here on YouTube, and it's going to be available soon in a little home that I'm creating soon. What I am going to follow this with is this class, The Power Within, was created with the intention of bringing some yumminess to your life and understanding how you got to where you are and how you can move through your life currently. If you're feeling stuck, if you're somebody that's very anxious, if you're in a place in your life where you don't know what the hell is happening, if you are trying to change careers, change relationships, change locations, buy a house, if you're in any kind of space where you are sick and tired of being sick and tired, this class is for you, and I am extremely happy that you are here with me. What I recommend that you do is you get yourself a pair of headphones, a notebook or a notepad or a piece of paper, and a pen or pencil in case you get inspired to write some of this information down. I'm going to make this class quick and sweet. We're going to be diving into some work, connecting your body to breath, connecting your mind and your body to your emotional body, to your energetic body, and diving deep into pieces of yourself and information that might be triggering. I want to just remind everybody out there that is watching this video that whatever comes up for you, wherever you're feeling uncomfortable, these are the places that we have to give the most love to. Now, without further ado, go get what you need to get ready, and we're about to step into this wonderful and beautiful class. The Power Within, change your habits, change your life. Sounds pretty simple, maybe, or maybe it sounds extremely nerve-wracking and uncomfortable for you. Wherever you are on that line of feelings, it's fine. You're doing great. This is exactly where you need to be. New information is not supposed to make you feel nice and fuzzy and warm inside. New information is supposed to feel triggering. It's supposed to feel jarring. It's supposed to make you feel uncomfortable. If you at any point during this class feel like you're judging the information or judging me, that is totally normal. Just try to go through it with a little bit of grace. If at any point in this class you feel like you're judging yourself or you're feeling like you're disconnected from this class, totally normal as well. Just keep going with it. We're going to begin, before we can actually really center our minds into this very present moment, by bringing breath into this class. Now, breathing is a connection to your nervous system. Breathing connects your parasympathetic and your sympathetic nervous system with every in-breath and every out-breath. And connecting to your breathing also brings mindfulness to this very present moment. It disconnects your mind and your body and who you are from everything that's happening around you, and it brings you right back to here, to the now. Breath is important when you're stuck in traffic. Breath is important when you are going through some kind of painful procedure. Breath is important when you're in an extremely anxious-driven situation, because we want to be able to connect our logical mind to our reptilian brain, our mind. We want to be able to connect our brain to know that in this moment that feels uncomfortable, we either have to take action, we either have to walk away from the situation, or we have to plan a way to execute exactly what we need to be doing right now, because we don't want to be reactive at any point at all, and we don't want to be distracted from information that is coming to us, because we need this information right now. So we're going to start with very simple breath techniques, which is going to require us to take a nice deep breath through our nose, and we're going to take a nice exhale through our mouths. We're going to start with 3 very simple inhales and exhales. Ready? Breathe in with me. Breathe in through your nose, nice and deep. Make sure your rib cage is expanding. Take a nice deep breath in. Let it out. Take a nice deep breath in. Let it out. Nice deep breath in. And let it out. We're going to follow by 3 box breathing breaths. I'll walk you through them before you do them. And then we're going to do 6 consecutive ones right when we're done practicing this box breathing technique. Box breathing, it is one of my favorite breathing techniques, is when you count your inhale, count the hold of the air within your lungs, and then you count the exhale. This is extremely great for regulating your nervous system. This is extremely great for coming down from a moment of really high anxiety. So we're going to inhale for a 4 count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now hold for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now exhale for 6. 1. Nice and slow exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's do that again. Inhale for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold in your lungs for 1, 2, 3, 4. And now exhale for 6. Nice and slow exhales. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more time. In slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now in this moment, you are guaranteed to feel a little bit more peaceful than you were before. If you are not wearing headphones in this moment and you don't have your pen and your pencils and your papers ready to go ahead and get them. And then when you come back, we're going to do one more set of breath in. Breath is we forget to breathe. When you're in really high level anxiety situations, your heart rate increases, your breath increases, your pulse increases. You might start to sweat, and it's a reaction with the body. It's the brain thinks that it's in danger. Regular levels of anxiety are important for really preparing you for a meeting or preparing you for an exam, preparing you for something really exciting like a trip. It's adrenaline rushing through your veins, is getting you prepared. You know, do I have my passport? Do I have my suitcase? In dangerous situations is to have you escape. But sometimes our brains can't recognize the difference between a dangerous situation and a situation that is just us overreacting because of a hypersensitive nervous system. So breath work will regulate your nervous system and will regulate your mind and will inform your brain that you're in a safe place. So I hope everybody's got everything that they need. Let's jump right into 3 regular, nice, deep breaths in and out, and 3 box breathing breaths. All right, guys, here we go. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Now box breathing, ready? Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4. And exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more time. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we're going to exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to start this class. We're going to continue this class with a first piece, which is an important piece. And if you have a pencil and a piece of paper or a pen and a piece of paper, I want you to write this down. What was the most stressful thing that happened to you today? And underneath that question, I want you to write down, how did I handle this very stressful thing that happened to me today? And underneath that question, so what was the most stressful thing that happened to me today? Second question is, how did I handle the situation? What did I do about the stressful situation? And the key question is, after I handled this situation, when my adrenaline left my body, when I was in a peaceful place, when I was driving home, when I was drinking my tea, when I was no longer in this stressful situation, did I feel guilty about the way that I acted? Did I question my motives? Did I question my response? Did I offend anybody? Did I act out of character? Was I angry? Those 3 really important questions. It could be something that happened to you today. It could be something that happened to you 3 weeks ago. It could happen something that you handled 3 years ago that might still be sitting in your brain as a memory. When a stressful situation happens and we are overly stimulated, which in our case, especially up here in New England, it is constant go, 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 go. Whether you're single, whether you're married with kids, whether you are single parenting, it's constant go, 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 go. And the stress of worrying about what bills you need to pay, what food you need to make, how you're going to make it to the next grocery shopping trip, how you're going to be able to even afford the gas that's going to get you from point A to point B. So our brain is in constant whirlwind of emotions and feelings and planning, and this class is about changing your habits and changing your life. And it's not something that you're going to be able to do overnight, but what the principle that you can take out of this class right now is the breathing. The breathing will regulate your nervous system. The breathing will bring you clarity. So these main questions that you're asking is, in general, how are you handling these stressful situations? I'm going to give you another nice juicy piece of this class. So we started with breath work. Now we're going to really target into that one question. How do I handle stressful situations? If you're handling stressful situations by being reactive, if you are handling stressful situations by needing the solution to happen 5 seconds ago, then you're coming from fight or flight. You're coming from being too tired, not eating the right amount of food, not getting enough exercise, not setting enough boundaries, not coming from a rested space where you can be present in this very moment. Now, how can you change your reactive nature? How can you create the space when something stressful happens at work, or something stressful happens in your family life, or something stressful happens in any situation? Hear a lot of you that are watching this video, they are being like, we don't have time for rest. The wildest part about the way that we were pre-programmed is that we were programmed to believe that if you don't work hard to the point of burnout, then are you really working at all? But the real hustle, the real definition of hustle in a place where you want to attract, where you want to live your fullest life, is called balance. Find balance. Find balance. How you react to a stressful situation is a reflection of how you're balancing your life out. I personally have to pencil in rest in between everything that I am doing. I have to be very mindful not to fill my calendar. Now, we come from a society of people pleasers. We want to please everybody around us. We don't want to say no because we don't want to lose that inclusivity of being included in our friends groups, or being included in our business meetings, or being included in our kids' extracurricular activities. I know people that have their children in 5 or 6 different activities, not in a year, but in a season. Plus work, plus meals, plus meal prep, plus all those old different things. And if you don't change your habits of constantly doing something and constantly having to be somewhere and constantly saying yes, you will continue to burn out, and you will continue to come from a place of fight or flight, where every situation feels uncomfortable, and even the smallest little remark from even your child that the pasta sauce is just way too salty will send you spiraling completely out of control. How do you find balance so stressful situations don't make you reactive? You change the habits of constantly packing in multiple things, and you try to pick 1 day a week or 2 days rotating in a week where you can find some peace and some quiet. My personal experience from balancing 2 different jobs and being a single parent and having clients and having, discovery calls, and there are days where they can feel overwhelming, I have learned that I do not do anything I don't want to do on certain days during the week. I do not take clients on Fridays or Saturdays at all, unless a client has a real emergency that they really need my support. I am not available on Fridays and Saturdays for this very current moment in my life. And now you're probably thinking, well, where you're going to miss out. There is a law, a natural law that works very well in my life. And it is a mantra that I have repeated 1,000,000 times. What is for me will be for me regardless. What is for me will be for me regardless. Now, in the state of mind that you're probably in, this just sounds like a bunch of silly words that are being said to you through a screen. But what is for me will be for me no matter what. I would rather rest on a Friday and focus on my children, on my family life, on myself, on taking a bath, on drinking some tea, on having a delicious meal, than having to run around and stress out about the things that I need to get done, or about giving my time and my energy to something I don't want to give my time and energy in. So, and it also has to do with rotating days during the week. Fridays and Saturdays are not my only days to not take clients. Fridays and Saturdays can be focused on things that I want to do. Some Fridays are for going out and enjoying a new adventure with my children, and some Fridays are for cocooning and sitting in this peaceful, quiet place. Sundays for me are specialty appointment only days where I create the space for healing for individuals that want to spend a really long time connecting with themselves. If on a Sunday I do not have an appointment booked, those are my self-reflecting, self-healing days. Those are days where laundry is not going to get done. Those are days that I'm not vacuuming, I am not cleaning. I'm either diving into a really good book, or diving into a really good movie, or diving into just sitting in complete silence. Silence might be very triggering for a lot of people. We're not going to get into that right now. That's for a different class. So changing your habits, changing this constant go, go, go mentality. It is extremely important that you do some self-reflecting as to how you can squeeze that time within. And if you are saying, no, I cannot do it, you are in a good place right now to understand that there is no such thing as I cannot do it. Because if you reflect on your life, you have gotten through some of the most difficult situations and some of the most difficult times of your existence. Now, move on to question number 2. How did you handle the situation? It goes hand in hand as to what happened in that situation. How you handled the situation is a reflection of your nervous system and how overly stimulated it is, of how overly stimulated your mind is. Journaling, I'm pausing because eyes are probably rolling. Journaling is an extremely important thing for you to do. I have multiple journals. I probably have way too many. Well, I don't think there's no such thing as too many journals. I have journals. I'm going to show you this. So this is my notes, my class planning notes notebook. And I have it in front of me. It's a little script. I love writing things down. And I know that a lot of people out there are just like, yeah, but I don't have a journal. You have a phone with notes in it, whether you have an iPhone or an Android or whatever other type of technology you like to use. Jot things down. Plan out your weeks. That's another great habit to change. Instead of diving headfirst and just being like, yes, I'll be there. And then Mondays end up being Monday's school bus, lunch packing, work, soccer, basketball, dinner, showers, repeated all over again the next day. Get clear. Write it down. If you don't have a planner that you don't like to write things down, I would share my planner with you right now, but it's currently just holding up this little light. Changing habits of putting too much on your plate and doing too much is not necessary. And we worry about what other people are going to think. We worry about what our family members are going to think. We're worried about what our kids are going to think, or what, oh, my child needs to be in all these activities because I want him to be social. If you put your child in 2 activities in one season and 1 activity in a 3rd season, or you take some time off, they're still going to be social. I personally will do 2 sports if my children are going to be fully committed to both sports. But we commit to slow and steady wins the race. We condition and we train for, right now it's basketball. It's been basketball for a really long time, and robotics and things that are nourishing them that they actually want to do. We don't want to be in a place in our family structure where we're getting stressed out, where my kids are getting burnt out, because they also need time to rest. Rest is extremely important. That's what we talked about. So planning, getting a journal to plan things out, or writing a list on a journal, or getting a planner that you can see right in front of you and planning things out and penciling in that rest, penciling in those days off. If you have a habit of doing too much, planning things out is perfect. And we can get into more detail in a little bit. And we're going to look now at the third question. Do you look back with regret? If you are looking back with regret at the way that you reacted at a situation, that right there is your nourishing seed that you need to plant. Whatever is triggering you and whatever is bringing you to awareness to be uncomfortable, that right there is the perfect place to start. You are recognizing that there is something wrong. You're recognizing that this behavior cannot continue much longer, that you do need to change the way that you do things. And there is nothing wrong with that. Recognizing that you have a toxic trait, recognizing that there is something inside of you that doesn't feel right, that is exactly where you start. And then you start trying to change your habits, because the catalyst of new beginnings, the catalyst of a new life, the catalyst of rewriting who you are and where you're going is in the try. Try, fall down, make mistakes, get up again. Don't quit. That is another huge key in changing your habits and changing your life. Recognize that if you are trying to be better at eating, at exercising, at planning your weeks, at being more present, you are going to fall back into old patterns. You are going to trip over your own feet. For goodness sakes, it's just the way that things are. Our brains, our bodies, our energetic body really gets addicted to certain patterns of behavior because we're addictive creatures. Being addictive creatures gets in our way sometimes. But if you bring awareness to this mind and to this body, when you fall backwards, when you make a mistake, do it with grace. I forgive myself for repeating old patterns. I allow myself the grace of repeating old patterns, and I connect to the power within myself by remembering who I am to be able to move forward into this life that I actually really want. So in conclusion, change your habits and change your life. We covered a lot of information here that can feel extremely overwhelming. If you have a pen and a piece of paper, I'm going to tell you the secret of where to begin and how to succeed to prepare you for the life that you actually want. So the life that you want, you'll meet it on your journey. Stop overbooking yourself. No is a complete sentence. It does not require an explanation. You don't have to be busy every Friday and every Saturday. If you are feeling your body calling you to do something, tap into that. Tap into the breath that we did earlier. Tap into the breath when somebody asks you a question. And ask yourself 3 questions before you make a decision to make any plans. Okay? How is this serving me? Am I excited to go? How is this situation feeding me? How is this adding to my life? If it's not adding to your life, how can I handle saying no without hurting somebody else's feelings? How can I set boundaries that I'm not used to setting? What can I say? Lying is not the answer. Being completely honest and transparent is the answer. Will the other person be offended? If there are really true, caring, grounded, self-aware human beings that understand the human experience, no, they will not get offended. If they do get offended, I want you to understand that people that get offended when you cancel plans or say no to a plan, they don't have your best interest in mind. That is a fact. That is not an opinion. It's a fact. It's a psychological fact. So it is not your responsibility. It is not your responsibility to tiptoe around somebody else when you are trying to meet your needs. We do no harm, but we take no shit. Third question is, what do I want to do in this current situation, regardless of their reaction, to really feed myself, feed my soul, really be in a happy place? That's a decision that you have to make to be able to move forward in your life, to create new habits, to create a new life. It's going to take a little while to get used to it, but connect to breath, connect to boundaries. Also, make sure that you keep journals to write things down about your day, about your feelings, about your plans, about what's happening next. And a planner, I highly recommend it. Whether you are a digital person or a paper person, plan in rest. Rest is your new hustle. It's an obligation you have to yourself. This mentality out there of go, 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 constantly plan, constantly do, constantly is outdated, and our nervous systems cannot handle anymore. If you're in a stressful situation and you're overreactive and then you question your behavior afterwards, you are recognizing toxic traits that need to be changed. Begin with your breath. Continue with a mantra. You can move through these very difficult places. Be graceful, be kind to yourself, be easy with yourself. And if you're not harming anybody else and somebody is getting offended because you are setting boundaries, it is not on you, it is on them. I hope that this gave you some insight into what is happening next, what is going to be happening next. This is The Power Within. This was our first little connection, which is change your habits and change your life. And the next class is going to be a continuation of this, but we're going to dive a little bit deeper into what we can expect within ourselves. And the next class is WTF are we doing and why? WTF are we doing and why? It's a continuation of this. We're going to dive even deeper into changing habits and changing your life and finding the power within. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I really, 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 really appreciate your time and your patience. So much love. Bye-bye.